Hi, I'm Jonas from Whole Body Chiro. Today I want to run through some exercises that are good for releasing tension around the glutes and hips. And we're going to use the foam roller. So this is probably my favorite foam rolling exercise for that region. So if you look at the muscles that we can target here, we have multiple layers. We have the gluteus maximus running at the top. So that's basically do extension of the hip. So when I contract, to bring your leg up like that. So if you're squatting and standing up, your glutes work a lot in that movement. Then deep beneath that, you have your gluteus medius and minimus that run sort of deeper in here and up to the top of the femur here on the greater trochanter. So when they contract, they will either put the leg out like that, or if you're standing on one leg, they're sort of hiking the hip up on the side, other side. And if you go down below that, you have your external hip rotators, which is a series of muscles that run here. So when they contract, they're going to externally rotate that leg so the toes sort of flare out. So one that's particularly interesting is the piriformis, because when that's tight, they can put pressure on your sciatic nerve when they come out to that region here, because that piriformis muscles run from the inside of the sacrum and then out on top of the greater trochanter here. So when that contracts and your leg is straight down like that, it's going to flare the foot out. But as you bend, it's going to change its action. So in this position here, if it contracts, it's going to basically pull the knee out into abduction, flaring out like that. And once you go past 90 degrees, if you contract that, it's basically rotate the leg that way. So the knee sort of the thigh internally rotate and the heel flares out that way. And that's actually the position we're going to use, that hip past 90 degree bend that we're going to use today, because if you put the leg in that position past 90 degrees, if you contract, it's going to flare the foot out that way. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to stretch it, so do external rotation of the femur while being flexed. So the piriformis is stretched there, and from that stretch position, we're also going to massage it with a foam roller, pinning the muscle between the bone and the foam roller. But we can also work on the glute medius and minimus, this whole region, all these muscles in here. So the exercise looks like this. The foam roller down on the ground. Sit down with your hand supporting behind you. So if you're going to do a right leg here, put the right ankle on the knee. Have that foot quite close to the foam roller, because the closer it is, the more I'm going to flex that hip, which means that we're in a position that when we externally rotate the thigh, the piriformis is going to be stretched. And from here, I can roll up and down. If I start up high, I'm targeting glute medius and minimus more. And then if I roll down, eventually I get onto piriformis there. So in this position, when this piriformis is stretched, I can get it really good, get a really sweet spot there. So if you have had issues around your sacroiliac joints or your hip joint, then these muscles often tighten up trying to protect and guard it and get fatigued and weary and inflamed. So with that inflammation over time, you build up scar tissue and adhesions in the muscles. So to release that, this exercise is excellent. Often you can have an imbalance between the right and the left side, so you're a lot more flexible on one side than the other. So then do twice the amount of foam rolling on the tighter side. You can actually test that yourself by lying down, bend your knees, and then let the foot sort of flare out to the side. And if one side can't flare out as far, that could be a sign that those external rotators of the hip are tight, and keeping it the thigh externally rotated, so you can't internally rotate it and flare that heel out when you lie on your stomach. So do that test. If you feel tight and sore in that area, foam roll it, and hopefully can break up some of the scar tissue and get more symmetrical flexibility and relax supple muscles around the hips. So try it out and good luck.